Sure. Let's make sure that the audio is from our snowball. Yes. Excellent.
You want good sound?
Perfect.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we
Testing,
got
testing.
it.
1, 2, 3.
The test dance, test dance. We're doing the test dance. Welcome to Why Don't We Dress for Dinner Anymore? With host Teddi Crockman, senior style icon.
And Melissa Pierce, entrepreneur and documentarian. Let's have our little coffee toast with our mugs. Our mugs.
Cheap.
Why don't we get dressed for dinner anymore merch? So anyway, Melissa, what do you want to talk about today?
Oh, Teddi. Oh, Teddi, you got to put that away. Like, you won last week. You got to prove yourself again today.
Enough is enough. Thank you.
I'm tired of that award showing up in all our photos.
I'm going to kill somebody with this point. I'm going to kill somebody with this shard of glass.
Actually, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, John.
They like
Yes.
you. Really,
They
like you.
like me. They really, really like me. This award was given to me so generously by FGI Chicago last week in the content creator category as a rising star. Can you imagine, Melissa, a almost 71-year-old rising star? At this age, I thought they'd be lowering me into something, not
like,
rising.
That star's
Lowering me. But no.
Oh, put it away.
No, I love it. I slept with it. Do you know that the night that I won this, I actually slept with this at my bedside. So if I woke up, I could look at it.
Oh,
I'm like a baby. What can I tell you? I've never won an award for anything in my entire life. Nothing. Even my husband won insurance agent awards. I never got anything.
I once won 25 pounds of meat at a 4th of July picnic.
Who would love meat?
Right?
Come on. Meat is a great award.
I know.
You can fry it, you can roast it. It's useful. You know,
So useful.
or you can have, like me, a stabbing implement. Just kidding. I love it. Okay, enough of that.
But you got that at Fashion Week. That happened during Chicago's Fashion Week.
Yes.
Let's
get
talk
a
about
rundown.
Fashion Week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Chicago Fashion Week happened when?
Chicago Fashion Week, and don't count on me
October.
for dates here.
Second week of October.
October, yeah. We started with the Curio Fashion Show, which was fabulous. Had a lot of great local designers that were featured. Loved it. That was at the the name is driving me crazy. The Chicago Cultural Center.
Oh, beautiful.
Which I had never been to. Never. And my niece was with me, and she knows everything about Chicago. She's like a big Chicago fan. And she explained to me that the dome was actually made by Tiffany.
Yes.
It's one of the biggest Tiffany domes. It's gorgeous. It's like almost like a cathedral. It was just beautiful. So it was a gorgeous venue. Tons of people showed up. I mean, everybody was bringing it. Everybody looked fabulous. I love those events. Curio, shout out. They really do a great job with their events. Then I didn't do anything else the rest of that week, I'm thinking. And then the following Tuesday was the FGI Gala, and that's where they had the Rising Star Awards. Our friend Dana Asady, who was on our podcast, Dana also won for Rising Star.
Oh, you guys gonna get
for
together?
Fashion designer.
Bring your awards.
Stab each other with our award. Have a stabbing fight with our award. And then I'll talk about Dana later. But Dana, is fabulous designer. Fabulous. Yes. I was so happy for her. Donna was so excited. I hope she doesn't kill me for saying this, but she actually was crying. She was so happy.
Oh.
I couldn't stop clapping for her. I was so happy. So, I mean, it was really a fun event.
That's good when it gets infectious like that.
Yeah. Joy. I mean, it was just pure joy, and everybody's congratulating. It was so much fun. That was the highlight of my fashion week. Then the next day, I went to, Brittany Witz, who we're going to have on a podcast later today. We're going to tape that, and it'll be on in a few weeks. Brittany is the CEO of a group called Why Not Petites. And Brittany was a child model who worked a lot. I mean, she did commercial work, all that kind of stuff. And then when she reached, I guess, maybe early to mid adolescence, they figured out that she wasn't going to grow to the 5'9" or above model standard that the commercial world has,
Mm-hmm.
which is unrealistic because the average height of women in the United States is 5'4". So,
Those shorties.
huh? Well,
yeah,
that's the normal height of women. Most women aren't like, basketball players like you who could like shoot a hoop and just drop it in. Although all my friends are that tall. I don't know what it is. I gravitate towards tall women.
maybe tall women just like to collect little people.
Like a gnome.
Like a gnome. It's
Like a garden gnome.
Like a little collection.
You could put me like in a garden. Like a little garden gnome.
Just you and all my friends. Have a little garden party. You won't even know what I'm thinking and feeling.
God, I'll be a big, tall drink of water. But yeah, and so Brittany started Why Not Petites to promote quote unquote shorter models. Now, in Brittany's shorter world, and we're going to talk to her about this in depth later today, but that means 5'6" and under. So 5'6" to me is still half a foot taller than I am. So that's damn tall to me.
That's
but 5'6" and under. But the standard in the fashion world, and we can talk about this later with Brittany, is not only 5'9", but 5'9", and you heard Nikki say that, is considered the minimum.
Yes.
They like them like almost 6 feet now.
Yes.
Like a Kendall Jenner type person.
Yeah.
Where they're just mainly this long, lanky pole that they can drape the clothes on. So we'll talk more about that topic when we do our discussion with Brittany. So went to Wine Appetites. Her theme for her event, it was really fun. A couple of friends of mine came, Tyler and Nancy. Shout out to Tyler and Nancy. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah. And they came, I was really shocked. Tyler came with his newsboy cap on and vest. He looked really good. And Nancy, his wife, came dressed beautifully as a flapper. We were all kind of dressed as wearing 20s flapper.
So the theme was like flapper. Okay.
Yeah. It was great. The fashions were fabulous. They were all quote unquote shorter models, but they still looked pretty tall to me. I mean, they weren't 5 foot like me. They were, I would say the average height of the models at Why Not Petites was somewhere between 5'5" and 5'6".
Sure.
So, and then they had heels on. So that was great.
Then you went to Rachel's Style Symposium.
The next day went to Rachel's Style Symposium.
That's the only event that I went to with you.
Yes. And you were present with me. You saw the Raj Patel jacket that I was wearing.
Holy crap.
Wasn't that fabulous?
Fantastic.
I think you need to stick a little picture of me when we're talking on that, so everybody can see.
Because I had the hotel guy take pictures.
Yeah. The hotel guy?
Oh, remember we were in the lobby and the hotel guy is like, "Oh, I'll take your pictures."
Oh, right. Then, that was bad.
Yeah, and it was
bad lighting.
It was just
bad lighting. We looked gobbly. We looked like goblins in that.
Maybe we were goblins.
But who did take pictures of me in that jacket? Is Bella Abel. From Bella Matrix Photography, another one of our past podcast guests.
Oh, good. She takes a great photograph.
Yeah, Bella was there taking professional photographs, and she said she's going to send me the link for that. So with the jackets, because Raj really deserves a shout out for that jacket. I cannot tell you how many people came up to me, Melissa, just to comment on the jacket, and several of the people recognized it as being Raj's design. And that really, it's like any artist. When you can't look at a painting and you can tell who did it just by the style, that's when you know that they're really great.
Right. And that's fantastic in the fashion world to be able to say, oh, I see that.
You're wearing Raj. That's Raj Patel.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'd say at least minimally 5 people came up to me and recognized.
That's perfect. And then you told me that you got a last minute invite onto a morning show on WGN. By
Dana.
Yeah.
So Dana DM'd me.
Okay.
I think it was the day before.
Okay.
She had, she was going on a local TV show on WGN called Daytime Chicago. It's really excellent with Tanya and Amy. Watch it all the time. And Dana is frequently a guest on there showing her fashions. So Donna was set to go on for Friday, and one of her models, something happened. She couldn't make it out to Chicago. I think she lives further away in the suburbs like I do. And she asked me if I would if I would do her a favor and plug in for one of the models. So I was like,
look at you.
okay.
71-year-old rising style icon.
And TV model.
And TV model.
Oh, that's too funny. And so again, I said to her, okay, you know, if you got pants, though, don't forget you're going to have to tape up the hem because I'm a shorty. You know, if it's just like a skirt or something, usually I can get away with it. It just be a little longer on me, but it looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
But pants or like an evening dress would definitely have to be hemmed, right? So we all did pantsuits. And actually, that's why I'm wearing this pantsuit today. I just have black pants on. But I'm wearing this pantsuit just kind of as a homage to Dana Asady and her great pantsuits that we showed on Daytime Chicago. The stylist was, again, a friend of ours who was on our podcast, Ray Jeremiah, the great stylist. Ray styled me. That's why, did you see my little whirligig hat?
Of course he had a whirligig
Yes,
hat.
I had the cute whirligig
You're
hat.
going to, again, have to send me photos to...
Yes, and I believe the designer of the hat, and excuse me if I have the name wrong, I believe the last name is Kenley, and I might be Anna. I can't remember her first name, but we'll put it down in the credits for later. But yeah, he definitely wanted a shout out to her for her little red whirligig hat because it really did make the look. I had on a red brocade pantsuit and it had a jewel like buckle on the belt.
Stunning. Yeah.
And then not only do I have a tiny body, but I have tiny feet. So don't forget, most models are wearing size minimally on the smaller size 8, but most 9, 9.5, 10s.
Right. When we order for shoots, we always order a 9 or a 10.
Right. And so all the shoes that Ray has are these big sizes and they're trying to put me in them. Oh my God, I look like Minnie Mouse and Donna is stuffing paper in them. I'm like, Donna, I can't walk out. And he said, luckily Ray comes and he says, Teddi, I had one pair of red patent leather high heel boots in size 6. I was like, hallelujah. Because I have no problem walking in heels. I've been walking in them all my life.
Yeah.
But they were trying to put me in shoes that were like 3 sizes too big.
And you're like those darling photos of little girls dressing up in their mom's clothes.
That's what I would look like. That's what I would have looked like. So Ray came to the rescue and got me a pair of size 6 red patent leather boots.
Perfect.
Pulled the whole look together. And
at 7 a.m.
Got to meet Yulia Hayter, one of my favorite models of all time, Chicago beautiful model.
I love Yulia.
Oh, she's adorable.
I have gotten to work with her on several occasions.
Oh, she is adorable.
She's adorable. She's
beautiful.
Smart. She's funny.
Oh, she's just the best. Yeah, love her to pieces. Love her to pieces. Yeah. So Yulia was one of the models on the show. And the girls gave me a tip because this is, girls, what are we going to do? You're all so tall. And then they have high heels on top of it too. Of so these are women that are 5'9", and then they have 3 to 4 inch heels on. So they're at least 6 feet tall now.
Yes.
And little me, I am like 5'3", 5'4". I think I was 5'4" with Ray's heels on, but still 5'4" compared to 6 feet. There's a big difference.
There's a big difference.
So you know what they taught me? They said, Teddi, don't stand right next to us. Stand a little bit ahead of us, and it'll make you look a little smaller.
Very nice.
And you want to know something? It worked. It really worked. Because when they lined us up at the end, Donna had me come out last, so I got to end the show. I got to bring up the end. And I had to turn around and I had to walk back to the pillar, and then the rest of the ladies followed me, right? So when they came walking in, the minute they came walking in and lining up right next to me, I moved up a little bit. And if you look at the video, I really don't look that tiny. I mean, I look shorter than them, of course, but I don't look ridiculously tiny how I usually do next to very tall people. Like, you know, I could be their garden gnome.
What is this, a model for ants?
So I actually looked halfway decent in that.
Oh, maybe I'll see.
It was and you know what else happened?
What else?
We had, the dressing room we had was Bozo the Clown's dressing room.
Oh.
And it had pictures of Bozo all over it. So now, wait a minute. Me, being 71 years old, the only Bozo that I know is Bob Bell. So I go, and they said, oh, and Bozo is here today. And I go, you mean Bob Bell is here? They go, Teddi, if Bob Bell was still alive, he'd be like 100. You know, this is the thing, gang. This is the secret to staying young. I constantly have to tell people how old I am because I don't even believe I'm 71 years old. When you're talking to me about Bob Bell, I'm thinking I'm back I'm 5 years old again. And I'm thinking, is Bob Bell here? He's been in the grave for like 25 years. So they had the new bozo.
Mhm.
He was on the set before we went on. Talk about now. I don't know if I should say this, but he was rather short for a bozo. To me,
Did they find him at Why Not Petite?
they might have.
Those are.
They might have, because to me, now this is coming from a little girl's perspective. Bozo was like this big, huge, tall clown. And this guy couldn't have been more than like 5'5".
You're getting all your reality shattered.
He was like 5 feet.
Oh,
He was all right, but he was no Bob Bell bozo. Bob Bell was the best bozo in the whole world.
okay.
So
All right. So segue from Bob Bell, bozo, the best bozos in the whole world, to the article you read in the New York Times about why we don't dress for dinner. There's more?
There's one more show I have to shout out on Chicago Fashion Week.
Oh, I didn't hear this one. Let's go.
And this was the big one.
Okay.
This was, like Curio was the kickoff.
Yes.
Latinx, the Latinx event was the finale for fashion.
You told me this party was fabulous just a moment ago.
It was fabulous. It was Cine City. And I mean, it was gorgeous. They had NBC there. They had Telemundo there. They had vendors there. I bought 2 pieces of jewelry because you know me, I have to shop everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I bought a really nice little initial necklace and an ear cuff. Think of the vendor in minutes. Yeah, remember. I'll go upstairs and I'll look later. And then they had Series footwear there. That doll, I just love her. She was also up for a Rising Star Award. They had many vendors, food galore, beautiful food, little, samplings of foods, tequilas. It was a gorgeous event, beautiful fashions. It was just a wonderful way to wrap up Fashion Week, and a shout out to Arabelle who runs the Latinx show. She did a marvelous job. She did a great job and emceeing it and everything. So it was shout out for the Latinx event. It was a great way to end Chicago Fashion Week. But I have to tell you, I was exhausted because it was every day getting in full makeup, hair. I'm not used to that because now I'm retired. When I'm around the house, I don't have makeup on. I have my hair stuck up in a bun or a clip or something like that. A few times a week when I go out, I get dressed or whatever. But I mean, this was every day. It felt almost like it. I hate to say this because I had so much fun, but it almost felt like work again. You know how you get up every morning, you got to get ready for work and all that. So it was it was a lot.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe that's why we don't dress for dinner anymore, because it does feel like work.
Yes.
Like you were saying, it felt like work.
But here's here's the thing.
Where does the camera?
Most people do not get dressed like this to go to work.
No.
Most women that I worked with, now, granted, I worked in a hospital, so nurses aren't going to be wearing full makeup in here when they're, cleaning up puke.
Yeah.
But we had executives, etc., like that. And I would say, I was extraordinary for the hospital work world. I mean, even we had thousands of employees at the hospital, and I was always being recognized for my clothes just because nobody dressed like I did. Nobody dressed like I did at the Down Hospital. I loved the hospital. It was wonderful. It was Elmhurst Memorial Hospital. Shout out to Elmhurst Memorial Hospital. Beautiful, gorgeous hospital. But, let's face it, the hospital is just not an arena for fashionistas, except for me.
Except for you.
So I found my people now. I found my people.
For people listening, she's cuddling the award again.
My people. Do I have it backwards? Okay. So anyway, that was the end of Chicago Fashion.
Okay. And so now we're backpedaling to bozo, because you and I were talking about this.
Bozo,
about people wearing like vests and leggings to expensive dinners. And then you had read this article and you're like, oh, that's like, this is what's happening.
Right.
And then like, I don't want to replay the whole, let's just pretend it's a very organic conversation. Tell me about this article again.
For most of the time, we didn't talk about this topic first. I read an article, came out in May of this year in British Vogue, and it was exactly answering the question of why don't we dress for dinner anymore? And this woman sounded like she could be me writing the article. She was pointing out, this is in Britain yet. So this is not even the United States. This is in Britain.
Okay.
And she went to this very beautiful Michelin star restaurant. And she's looking around the restaurant as she's, getting ready to eat her very specially created chef dinner. And she sees this couple sitting across from her. And the woman is wearing leggings and the man is wearing a fleece jacket. She's thinking to herself, well, that's really insulting. We're at this lush place. And then she points out, she says, but if you look closer, the woman's leggings are from Lululemon.
Not inexpensive.
Right. They're about $100 or on up pair.
For leggings.
And the man was wearing, and I've never even heard of this, a Patagonia fleece jacket.
Ew.
And she says, so basically they were wearing kind of quote unquote luxury active or sports wear.
Luxury leisure wear.
Right. But then she makes the point, and this is where I totally agree with her. And I think we've said this before on the show, that while they were not wearing inexpensive clothes, the clothes looked very casual. And like she said, they looked like, I told you he was wearing the Patagonia fleece jacket. She said they would look like they were going on a hiking tour of Patagonia.
Okay. They look like very well-moneyed granola hikers.
Right.
At this Michelin star restaurant.
And the point she makes in the article, because I'm not going to repeat everything that was in the article, but the basic point that she made in the article is whether you pay $400 a person or $40 a person in a restaurant, if it's a fancy restaurant where they've got the cloth napkins, it's not a pizza joint now we're talking about, but they've got the cloth napkins. The wait staff are dressed well. They're trying to make your experience special. The chef has worked hard to plate these beautiful foods and all that kind of thing. And she said it's not only wealthy people like the Patagonian wearing fleece guy, oh, maybe this is just another Wednesday or Thursday night for them. But people will literally save up for months to go to a restaurant like that to celebrate a special occasion like an anniversary or a special birthday or a special something in their lives. And so for them to pay for that meal, it might have taken months for them to save up to put out that kind of money for a dinner. Mm-hmm. So to dress well is to not only show respect for the wait staff who are dressed, for the chef who has spent hours, sweating and working and the whole kitchen. If you watch the beer, you kind of get the flavor of what goes on in those very high-end restaurants to get the food to look the way it does. Mm-hmm. And for the people who are coming to celebrate a special event, they want to be surrounded by special-looking people, not by people who are wearing Patagonian fleece jackets.
Right. Okay.
So basically,
said it was respect.
Right. So basically what she's saying, there's a time and a place where it's, you're going to a sports bar, you're going to a pizzeria, you're going to Denny's, wherever. Yeah, nobody's expecting you to dress to the nines. But if you go to a special restaurant that's more of an occasion restaurant or something that's a little higher end, you don't have to put on a ball gown, but put on a cute little cocktail dress. Men, you don't have to wear ties, squishing your neck. Wear a little jacket and maybe an open collar shirt. Look like you respect the service and the people that are around you.
Right.
And so I think that's part of the point of this podcast is for us to just continue to educate the public that fashion isn't just for wealthy people. You don't have to be rich to dress nicely. I have never been a rich person, and I don't expect at this age I ever will be.
I don't know. You're going to be very famous very soon, right? Star.
But I mean, for example, this jacket that I'm wearing here, I got it at Zara. I mean, this is not a designer piece of clothing, but yet if I go somewhere, dressed like this, you would say, oh, she's dressed very nicely. The jacket maybe I think cost me $75, and I've got a basic pair of black pants on. And I bought this little flower thing, I think, on Amazon for a couple bucks. And there you go. You look like you're dressed.
Zara turns around a new design in less than 6 weeks.
Yeah. Oh,
they just sit there with their designers and like, let's change this a little bit. Okay, let's get it out. Go. And then it's out in their store.
Yeah.
It's like an amazing turnaround.
Yeah.
And that it's like 6 months to a year.
Right.
For like a tried and true kind of, small designer.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with Zara is it is fast fashion, it is made quickly, and it's a lot of it is kind of knockoffs of higher end designers and things like that. So making the higher end designer more affordable for your average person. But the thing with Zara is they only have a sale twice a year.
Right. Because they have become so efficient. Their business case is like incredible.
Yes.
You look at a white paper about their business or a case.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's incredible.
In fact,
and they ask what their clients want. Like, what do the people coming to the store want? And then they'll make that and send it to that store in a quantity of 2.
Right.
So that's why they don't have sales.
Yeah. They really have pretty good quality stuff. I mean, I can't say that I've ever purchased anything from Zara that's come to me looking cheap. I will say sometimes the fit isn't the best and I'll have to return it, but most of the time the fit's just fine. And I was going to say one other thing about Zara now, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come back into my
It'll come back because we were.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. So the Latin X fashion show, the theme for dressing, Arabelle told me, was glitter. So I have an outfit. I literally look like Liberace in it. I mean, it's the whole jacket is glitter. There's little shorts that go with it that are glitter. And then it has a halter inside that's all glitter, right? And then I wear it with a pair of flesh tone fishnets that had little rhinestones on them. So I was like glitter galore. And of course, big hit. It was a Zara purchase. I got it last year, right before I went to New York Fashion Week. Wore it there in February at New York Fashion Week with my niece. And then I figured, well, here's a great event to wear it. And a woman actually DM'd me on Instagram the next day and said, I need to know exactly where you got that outfit. It was so great. And I said to her, I'm sorry, I got it at Zara a couple of years ago now, so it won't be. Because there's stuff, like you said, once they sell it, that's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's never repeated. Something like it. I mean, for the holidays, you bring black glitter and
right, in a different way. Yeah, in a different way.
But back to our talk here about not dressing for dinner and people wearing these things. You were telling me about this and I was like, oh, is this an arrogance? Like, I can wear what I want because I can afford this. And I have this arrogance because the service people, I don't really respect it. This is everyday dinner. And then I wonder how much of that kind of plays into why some people don't dress for dinner anymore. And they're showing up in their, $800, several $1,000 leisure wear outfit. And they're like, well, I'm wearing Gucci. However, I look like I'm going to go play tennis instead of eat at this fancy restaurant because this is just a Tuesday for me.
Right.
It's an arrogance and an entitlement.
It is an arrogance. And that's the thing that I hope, Melissa, that people take away from our podcast is we're not being snooty by, saying, well, why don't people get dressed up for dinner anymore? We're not looking down at people to say, well, this person is barely scraping by on their weekly bills, let alone getting dressed to go out to a fancy restaurant. That's not the point of this. The point is that there are people who do have the money to dress well, and they, like you said, will spend thousands of dollars on this leisure wear that looks like they're going to go, do some athletic event or gardening or whatever. But what we're saying is it's not how much you spent on the garment. You could spend $100 and look fabulous.
Right.
It's the dressing. It's the actual, what are you putting on your body? What we wear shows how respectful we are to the people around us,
Right.
the guests that we have in our homes. You know, it's not about, oh, you need to go out and buy designer outfits and go to these, $400 a person Michelin restaurants. Like the woman said in the Vogue article, you could be at a $40 a person restaurant. But if it's a nicely laid out restaurant, the expectation should be that you're going to show a little respect for the wait staff, the people who cooked your dinner, and the people around you to make the environment look the way it should look. Not like, oh, I'm so rich, I don't need to get dressed. I'm just wearing this little old $1,000 Patagonian fleece jacket, That to me is more snobbish than wearing the $100 outfit that I wore to Latinx fashion show where I was like Liberace galore over there.
You showed up.
I showed up for the event. I respected the event by number one, adhering to their fashion guideline, which was if you can wear glitter, please do so. It was the last event of Chicago Fashion Week, so it was going to be super spectacular. What would I have looked at if I was wearing a Patagonian fleece jacket and Lululemons?
I mean, was it black though? I hear that there's a reason we wear black. What is it? Oh, I'm so good with segues.
You are such a
I'm a segue queen.
Let's segue into the next part of this, which is why do we wear so much darn black?
Why do we wear so much black, Theodora?
According to the New York Times. According to the New York Times, there was an article recently that asked that exact same question. Why do we wear so much black? And I thought this was an interesting way to start the article. The woman who wrote the article said that there was a school, I don't know what level school, I think it was a high school in El Paso, Texas, where they literally sent home a letter to the parents. And they said to them, we are no longer allowing kids to come to school dressed in head to toe black.
Really?
Right away.
Because the kids acted like ninjas. They couldn't find them.
I don't know.
Like they were sneaking back.
But I'll tell you this, the parents went crazy and they pulled back on that right away. And they said, okay, we'll have a discussion about this.
Oh, gosh.
It was very interesting because of she went on to talk in the article about kind of the dichotomy of black. Black can be seen as, like you said, evil, or threatening, ninja, witches wear black.
Stagehands wear black, so they don't.
Priests
wear black. Nuns wear black.
Nuns, so kind of ominous kind of people that we associate with black. But then there's also
satanic cult leaders.
Satanic cult leaders wear black. So, I mean, black can be associated with a lot of, when you're in mourning, you wear black. If somebody dies, you go to a funeral, you wear black. So there's kind of that association with black. But black is also seen as something very chic and easy to put together. And two of the designers she mentioned in there, who, of course, I can't pull right from my head. I think one was Narciso Rodriguez, who always wears black. And he said the reason that he always wears black is when he didn't have money, he could buy some very inexpensive t-shirts and pants or whatever. And if you just wear all black, even if it's inexpensive, it tends to look more expensive and chic. So there is the chicness about black. There's an elegance about black. Who brought the little black dress into the forefront was originally Coco Chanel. And then Audrey Hepburn made it super famous in Breakfast at Tiffany's. So we always think of the LBD. We always have our little black dress on the ready. Every well-dressed woman has several LBDs in her closet. So it's interesting that black can be seen as something evil and bad. Like you said, ninja warrior or what is it? Cat burglars. Remember the cat burglars? They would dress all in black and then they put the black mask on.
Right. Oh, just the one over their eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had to see how chic and they were.
But yeah, so black can be seen as any way you want. Johnny Cash used to wear Man in Black, always wearing black. So there's a lot of very chic people that are associated with black, and then you've got the evil side of black. but we can't, I mean, I can't let go of black. You know me, I've always got something black on. Half my closet is black. You're Miss Colorful. Melissa is, well, she's got this beautiful red hair, so why would you wear like black?
Right. Well,
Of course, if she did wear black, the red hair would pop.
right. The whole outfit underneath
Now look
this,
at her
though,
just
is
sleeping.
black. Yeah, if you guys aren't watching the video, I mean, you're missing out on this.
She's showing you her boobs over here.
Yeah. Well, everything underneath
Yeah,
that's
that's
white is black.
That's very good. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. So she's also got like an off-white top on, but everything basic underneath is black.
Yeah.
Because just everything goes with it. I mean, it really does. And if you want to look spiffed up, man, I'm really sounding like I'm from the 50s. And you're going to get all spiffy.
I love getting spiffy, Teddy.
If you're going to get all spiffy, you would wear black.
Gee whiz.
Gosh.
Gosh. Okay. And then the segue goes about the glasses.
Yes.
You
Melissa and her signature glasses. Melissa and her signature glasses. I don't care where we go. The first thing people will say to Melissa is, glasses. And she's got like 9,000 pairs of glasses.
Even before my hair, which was always the
thing,
right?
I mean, you got to see the hair.
I have bright red hair.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So, but now it's the glasses. I love your
glasses. Yes, everybody is drawn to your glasses.
I mean, some of that is like we have been conditioned to move away from commenting on the way people look intrinsically, things they can change.
Right.
And glasses is pretty safe.
Right. So we'll comment, like you said, on your clothes or accessories.
Right.
Glasses are definitely an accessory.
But you sent me an article, which I did not open.
Of course.
About why we wear.
So this was Why Should We Punished?
What?
She'll be off the show next week. I'll be like Donald Trump. You're fired. Oh God! Why did I say that name?
I don't know.
Bad juju. Bad juju. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out.
I'm just gonna cut it out. So what is it with big glasses? You read this article. Why are we wearing such huge glasses now? And what is it?
Well, there's a couple of reasons.
Sally Jessy Raphael, fashion icon.
Sally Jessy Raphael, she wasn't known so much for the size of her glasses. It was always red glasses.
It was red, but they were big. They were always big.
I remember them being big. Maybe, I don't know.
I'll have to look up, but I'm pretty sure they were
red. It was the red color more than anything else.
All right.
But I will say the article that I read about the big glasses were, number one, women like to put the big glasses on because it draws attention away from bags or wrinkles under the eyes.
Oh, that's true.
And you don't have to put on a lot of eye makeup if you have really, dramatic eyeglasses on, because really that creates your eye for you.
Oh, you know what? This is actually now that you say it, and I didn't read the article, I'm like, oh, that's why I gravitate towards the big ones. Mm-hmm. One, my eye shape has changed as it aged.
Yes.
And like putting eye makeup on is now so much more. It's not just swipe. I've got to be very deliberate.
Right, because the skin gets a little more lax. Yeah, wait till you hit 70. That skin really gets like.
So I'm not
lax.
Yeah, I'm not putting on a lot of eye makeup anymore because I have glasses, so I don't have to.
And it really does create an eye for you.
Yes.
And Melissa does tend to wear more cat eye, so it kind of makes it more swoopy and dramatic and kind of a thing. And I agree as well. When I was in my 50s, first of all, I noticed that my eyes started drying out. So I always wore contact lenses, and it became to the point where after I had the contacts on, even for like an hour, I just felt like ripping them right out of my head. So I finally gave in. And for about 10 years, I'd say from about 55, Murdy, from about 55 to when I had my cataracts taken out at the age of 65. So for about 10 years, I wore glasses just like you, Melissa, all the time. And I literally had a bag of glasses, prescription glasses, because of course, being the fashionista that I am, I literally had to have glasses to match every outfit.
Match everything, yeah.
Oh, I had pink glasses, clear glasses, black glasses, brown. I mean, every shape and size you could think of, because I figured if I'm going to wear these things all the time, they better go with my outfit and enhance me and not take away from me. Because remember, glasses used to be kind of utilitarian looking, especially if you had I was terribly nearsighted. And I remember I had a Coke bottle lenses before they learned how to grind them down. So I would only wear my glasses when absolutely necessary because they would actually make my eyes look like they were like this, like little. This is
look
how
like you're in a horror show.
This is what I look like. So, but now they make the glasses where even as bad as my eyes were, they were ground down very thin and they were really nice. Plus, you could get them very inexpensively thanks to the internet. When you went to doctors, they would charge you $500-$600 for a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
On the internet, I could send them my prescription, get the frames and the ground down glasses for like $100.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to get, a bag of glasses. And like you, I also like the fact that at that point, you're going through menopause and all that kind of stuff. And you notice that you're starting to get a little fine lines under here, that your concealer kind of catches the wrong way. Like you said, to get the eyeshadow on, the skin is a little slack here. So the easier way was to just maybe put on a little liner, slap a little tiny bit of mascara, and then you put those glasses on, and the glasses make the facial statement.
Which is exactly what I did this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a quicker way to get dressed, but to still look chic. So I think that's why women gravitate towards the bigger glasses. Now, even when these are reading glasses, but you notice, these aren't exactly
they're
small
not
either.
small.
All my glasses are
They look
big.
great. Look in the camera so we can see your eyes. Yeah.
See, I always look at myself. Vanity.
No, you look great.
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Adele, my daughter, when she got her first pair of glasses at like 15, she also got ginormous glasses. So I think there's also
a trend
of younger people getting them.
Yeah. If they're going to wear it. Well, you know what? And I wonder if this is going to happen because this also happened. This was back in the 60s. Wire rims were the big thing.
Yeah.
And the wire rims were not big.
A little round.
Who started that trend? John Lennon.
John Lennon. Yeah.
He had like I used to call them little speedometer glasses. They were like these little, here I go again with this. This is my new look.
This is going to be the picture that's on this episode, right? Just go ahead and do that. I'm just going to.
Teddi in her glasses. But John Lennon had these little round wire rim glasses, and right away, boom, it went crazy. Everybody had wire rim glasses. And I was so jealous because at that time, that was before they could grind down the lenses. I couldn't wear wire rims because literally the lenses were so heavy and big.
Yeah.
They would stick out like a telescope from the back of the lens. So I couldn't even get wire rim glasses.
Oh, wow.
So I'm wondering if the kids, like you said, now they're gravitating towards the big because they're just like stylish too.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are stylish. So the kids are gravitating towards the bigger one. But I wonder if the trend is for the younger people, at least, is going to start moving to the small. We used to call them in the 60s granny glasses, where they were like these little half glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Were, almost like the little readers, but they were just like for fun, to wear.
Of course they are.
And then, of course, we'd wear them on the end of our nose, too. Do you know in the 60s, just to bring this up real quickly, in the 60s, there was actually a trend called the granny trend, where we actually tried to dress like grannies. We actually had the granny glasses that I told you about. That came about as a rock group, from a rock group called the Birds. And they were the ones that were seen wearing those glasses first,
the
right?
Granny glasses, all right.
The granny glasses. But we also wore high neck, little lacy collars with cameos under them, little flouncy. This was when I was probably, I would say it was popular from age about 10 to maybe when I was 13. And then it started going into the more mod look. We also wore snoods. Do any of you know what a snood is?
What's a snood, Tim?
Okay. A snood was from the 40s. And what a snood was basically a hairnet that you would wear on your bun or the back of your hair. And
what I associate with like school marm, keeping her head up in a little bun.
No, it was a covering. So you would put
just for the back, though, not for the whole thing.
No, you put your hair like in a bun, and then you put like this hairnet looking thing, or you could take all your hair and just stick it in this like hairnet thing and then pin it over here. It was very big style in the 1940s. And it came back, like I said, around 10 years old or something like that. Even in high school, I remember that we were wearing snoods. So these quote unquote granny looks actually became very popular for a while. So we were kind of dressing like young grannies.
Right? Oh, now I'm like, oh, it was the big glasses. It was the women in their 30s
Yeah.
dyeing their hair gray. We're seeing that same.
Exactly.
Okay.
You brought up the exact thing that popped into my mind. You see, teenagers, especially last year, was huge. They had silver dye that you
That's
could
right.
dye your hair gray. And I'm thinking, they're dyeing their hair gray.
That's
So there
what
is,
not.
I think there is a fascination, believe it or not, with the look of older women.
Right. Why don't we dress like grannies anymore? Catch us on our next podcast.
The end.
The end. Bye.